Okay, come to me, come to me, come to me. Yes, we're ready.
As for Daphne Faye.
Yeah. Yeah, hey Jason. Commissioner Price, how do you feel right now? Can you say anything?
Watch it.
Ms. Lobel, how do you feel? Can you speak for your client? Ms. Lobel, can you speak for your client?
I think Commissioner Price is going back to where he's gone every day of this trial when we weren't in trial, and that's to work as he has done consistently over many years.
Were you ever worried about the verdict?
I expected the verdict.
Commissioner, did you expect the verdict?
With the evidence.
It was consistent with the evidence. Do you think the prosecution just didn't have enough evidence?
I think I won't comment at this time.
Okay.
The longer that jury was out, were you feeling better and better?
Honestly, I felt pretty good from the beginning.
You know, we're a safe distance from the courthouse. Couldn't you just stop for 1 second here? You were saying out of interest for the jury there. And you
Commissioner, are you happy?
With them, but
Commissioner.
I just think it's not. I just think right now I don't want to make any further comments except to say the Commissioner and Ms. Fain are going back to work. Hallelujah, citizens, they're back and they're doing what they've done every day. We're very, of course, pleased with, but expected the verdict of the jury.
I think when we couldn't hear you over here when you were saying that a moment ago, that you felt as though you had this all along. You felt confident about this.
I did.
How so? Did you see it in their faces? How was it?
No, I think that was more a feeling about the evidence in the case. I do not feel like the jury's verdict is entirely consistent with the evidence.
John, any words from the government that brought this case at all?
Thank you all so much. And I'm very
Okay, hey, Jason, can you hear me now? Or Izzy? Okay, all right. Well, I think they've said all they're going to say as we watch this cluster of photographers and reporters and camera people walking backwards toward the law building just across the street from the federal building. As you saw, Commissioner Price is not saying a word. Shirley Lobel, his attorney, is doing most of the talking. She is obviously elated. The commissioner's not showing any emotion at all. I'm going to ask him one more time. Commissioner Price, at least can you say you're happy about this? And then I think I got a little bit of smile out of him. But let's just go over it. He has been acquitted of the major charges against him, the corruption charges. The jury was locked up on the tax fraud charges. There were 3, I think, that defied a lot of the conventional wisdom that was out there about what may happen in this trial. But certainly, when the jury took 8 days to deliberate, it was a sign that there was trouble in the jury room and that there was... okay, here you are. Sorry, Robin. Here we go. This is one of the Cadedu, Marlo Cadedu, is Daphne Fain, and her attorney are coming right now.
Daphne, you knew all along you did nothing wrong.
She was acquitted. She did nothing wrong.
That's what I'm saying. Did she know it? You knew that all along.
Daphne, at least, are you happy? Yes or no?
I'm blessed.
Okay, you just heard it. She said she's blessed. That's about all the comment I think we're going to get out of either one of the 2 defendants here, but this is quite a sudden and tumultuous end to a trial that went on 2.5 months, jury deliberation 8 days, a lot of speculation. Everyone thought they were hung up on something, but quite a surprise today when the jury came out and acquitted John Wiley Price and Daphne Fain of the major charges. Daphne accused of lying to the FBI. She's been cleared on that. John Wiley Price been accused and now cleared of conspiracy, bribery, honest theft charges. We'll go into that more later in the mail charges, which brought the most serious penalty of 20 years. Now comes the question, will the prosecution, will the federal government go back after John Wiley Price on tax fraud? That question will have to be answered in the hours and days to come. Jason? Well, Jason, you said they couldn't get across the finish line. I'm not even sure they heard the starting gun. Clearly, if you have 6 years to prepare for a case with overwhelming evidence, according to all experts who took a look at it, who read the indictment, and this is the indictment here. All these yellow tabs are major points in their case of what the feds thought they had on John Wiley Price. Any supporters here of Mr. Price? We're live, Channel 8 News. Can we ask you for your reaction? First, your name.
My name is Sherry Dahl Richardson.
Sherry, and you've been watching this trial.
Yes.
Did you have a feeling this would happen? Tell me your thoughts.
I had a feeling this would happen. I knew that the evidence didn't fit and that they must acquit. And this morning when I got up, I just had to be here. We got here early, me and Randy. We just came out because you know how you just feel it deep down in your soul that today is the day? And once I said that prayer before I went to bed, I woke up this morning, I knew today was the day, and I knew everything was going to be. Yes, we need our man downtown. We love and we adore Commissioner Price. He has really done so much for the community and so much for Dallas. And he's what you call the hardest working man in America. This is what we always say. So I feel that this is just going to stimulate him more. And since justice, he's going to just be really into Dallas a whole lot more. And the things that are not right, he's going to correct them.
And do you think, just real quick, your last opinion on, do you think the federal government should go after, retry him on charges of tax fraud? Since
no.
Okay.
Oh, no, no.
You think that's been taken care of as well? The questions have been answered?
I believe so, yes, because, I mean, all the verdicts were, 8 were not guilty.
Yes.
So the other 4, I think that the government would do the right thing and dismiss all the charges.
Shirley, thank you very much. I appreciate
you.
your comments. Jason, let me just go back to a point I was trying to make. The government had 6 years, and what many called the most damaging indictment they've ever read, just chock full of evidence, thousands and thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of pages of evidence that they meticulously put on. But the fact is, you can see now they never connected with the jury. Those jurors probably sat there and scratched their heads and thought, when are they going to connect the dots? When are they going to make a case that says this man is corrupt? And obviously, I think from the verdict, they did not prove that. Many of us thought that the jury was probably hung up on maybe the mail fraud charges, maybe the bribery charges, but many people, many courtroom observers believed that the tax fraud charges were a done deal, that the jury was going to at least get him on that. That's what they were hung up on. They were hung up on the tax charges. And is somebody coming now? And so those may not ever be retried. This is Tom Mills, the attorney for Daphne Fain. Let's see what he's saying. Just say with us, Jason.
Because of this defendant, in this city, in this county, how big of a verdict was this? Because it was more than just an individual, it sounds to me.
I think it will go down as a historic verdict. There was obviously an element of racism or non-racism in terms of who they charged, who they called as witnesses, who's on the jury. I think it'll be very important, but I don't know exactly how to measure that right now.
Tom, how big a deal was it that there was no quid pro quo proved? There weren't any businessmen on the defense stand? being charged. How big a deal was that?
Those Anglos who didn't get called or charged, is that who you're talking about, that they never did call? Well, I don't think any one thing turned it. I think there were so many things that were holes in their case, rather than one defense smoking gun or something like that. I just think there were so many problems with their case.
Strong defense or weak prosecution?
Well, it was definitely a strong defense, and I'm sure the prosecutors aren't happy, but I don't want to just comment on them.
What was the mood like before y'all went in there to hear the verdict? I mean, how was everyone feeling?
We were watching CNN and seeing what kind of weird political events were happening in the world. We've been up here or on the other floor for so many days. We got a call, come here and bring your clients. That's pretty indicative of a verdict. But we've been ready and we've been confident, but you just never know.
Hey, Jason, I'm coming back to you now, if you can hear me. That was Tom Mills, Daphne Fain's attorney. Just to reiterate, she was cleared on lying to the FBI. Here's what's critical about that charge against her, and a point that Tom Mills made very strongly in trial. When the federal government, when the federal agents questioned Daphne Fain, they did not bother to record that interview, and she made very many critical statements according to the prosecution that were important to the case. But defense got up and said, "Okay, where's your evidence?" She said that. Where's your evidence? And all the prosecution could say is, "Well, we didn't record it." Well, did you make notes? Well, we didn't at the time. Now, after the interview, we went in and made notes. And the defense teed off on that. Tom Mills teed off on that. There were so many errors made by the prosecution in the course of the 2 months of this trial. And the forensics on that, the post-mortem on this trial, will reveal just where those cracks were in the prosecution.